Okay. Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. This is me Fatima BusinessWali and I hope you are doing well. Today we are truly honored to have a very special guest and inspiring guest, Mr. Gabe Gabrielle, who has worked with NASA, served as Director of Engineering from the USA Air Force Special Operation Commando, and is also an international speaker who has inspired people across the world. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today and it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for joining us today.
it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure and honor to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity to do this. And I like to say good evening to everybody in Pakistan. Good morning from Florida in USA. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here. So I'm just starting my day, and it's a great way to start the day speaking with students like you and everybody in Pakistan. I really look forward to this.
Okay, that's really amazing. So, good morning, you too. Okay, so can you share your journey and share your introduction with our audience?
Sure. So one of the things I always tell everybody, and um, my name is Gabe. This is a nickname. This is what my friends call me. This is what I ask everyone to call me. I understand age or culture sometimes it's uncomfortable, and if that's the problem, it's okay. You can call me anything you like. I don't mind. So I was an engineer. I grew up. I hated school. I did really poorly in school. I struggled a lot in school because I hated it. I wanted to be at the beach and I wanted to play sports. So growing up was a struggle. After high school, I was driving a truck. I was doing many different things, and I like to race cars. I really like to race cars, and I couldn't find any way to generate the income to race cars. And I was driving a truck, and I'll never forget this. One day, somebody said to me, one of the guys I was playing sports with, "Have you ever thought about becoming an engineer?" And it was the furthest thing in my mind because I'd done so poorly in school. But I'd been out of school for 12 years and I'd met many people who'd been to university. And I realized you don't have to be so smart to go to university. If these people can do it, I know I can. So when he said that, it triggered something which got me into engineering, which opened up many doors and eventually got me to NASA and to Kennedy Space Center. So it's been a great, very interesting journey for me. I really haven't had plans. It's kind of life has kind of pulled me along in different directions, and I'm along for the ride. The challenge for me is to enjoy the journey. This is most important, and for you as well.
Okay, that's really amazing and really interesting your journey. So, my next question is, what was your childhood dream and did it change over time?
My childhood dream, as far back as I can remember, I like cars. I always like cars. I love the beach and I love sports. And I lived most of my life having that dream. I'm very fortunate. I've been playing sports all of my life. I've been racing cars. I get to the beach whenever I can. I live in Florida by the beach. So I'm very, very thankful. And I really never had high ambition other than to go to the beach and play sports. This was my goal as far back as I can remember, and created a lot of problems for me at home because I have a twin sister, and my twin sister at 3 years old, she knew she was going to be a teacher. Somehow at three, she knew that. So when my parents would say to her, "What are you going to do when you grow up?" "Oh, I'm going to university. I'm going to be a teacher." Oh, they loved that. What they say to me, "What are you going to do?" "I'm going to the beach. I'm going to play sports." "No, you can't do that." So I'm always fighting with my parents. And at worst, I'm always compared with my sister. But it's part of evolution, and everything really kind of worked out unbelievably. I'm thankful every minute of every day when I look at where I live, when I look at what I do, I'm so fortunate and I'm very thankful. I try to give back as much as I can.
Okay, that's really amazing. So my next question is, what was your most memorable experience while working you as NASA?
Yeah, so there's so many. It's really to me, I loved it. Every day was magical. Every day was a wild experience. Every day you saw something new. You might just be driving down the road and you see this crazy big piece of space equipment coming on with huge trucks. Everything around you to me was fun. But for me, the most memorable and the most thing that I cared about most was seeing launches. We had a space shuttle, which looks like a plane. but it's a rocket ship. It's strapped to a rocket ship. And when this thing goes off, it's got 3 million kilos of lift, which means it's pushing down on the earth with 3 million kilos. And it's trying to take off because it's pushing down, but it's locked down and it's building this power and building this power. And you really can't see it. You really can't hear it. You kind of know where it is and you're looking in that direction. All of a sudden, your body starts shaking. It's literally shaking the earth trying to take off. It's amazing. And all cars feel it. Cars think somebody's breaking in. So horns are honking, sirens are going off, lights are flashing, your body is shaking. And when this thing goes up to me, it's awesome. You see it go up slowly. It looks like a plane, but it's got rockets on it and makes a turn and it's gone. And you're watching and watching, you still don't hear it. Then all of a sudden you hear it, but you're looking there and you hear it there. It goes so fast, it leaves the sound behind, and it's the craziest sound you ever heard. So for me, the launches are spectacular. And I still go out there. I went out there 2 days ago to see a SpaceX launch just to be around the environment. It's awesome.
Okay. So my next question is, can you share a challenging moment in your career and how did you handle it?
I always talk about three things, and it's really important. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. Three things to always think about. Do your best. Enjoy what you do. Believe in yourself. Learn to do your best at everything you do. Challenge yourself to do your best. At this interview, for me, I want this interview to be the best I can make it for you and for me. We're a team. We're equal in this. Always do your best. There'll be instances in your life. You never know when, you never know how. There'll be many when you have to do your best. If you do your best all of the time, when that happens, you're going to do it easily. For me, I remember I was in the Air Force and I was an engineer and I had to do a briefing for a four-star general, which is the highest rank you can have. And it was really important. This went well. Uh, I just did it. I didn't think anything about it. I remember going into it being a little, wow, this is really a crazy situation for me to be in. But I did it. I didn't think about it at all. I just did my best. Learn to do your best. It doesn't matter what you do. If you feel good, learn to have that belief in yourself. We'll talk a little bit about that. Life is unpredictable. We never know what will happen. We can never control what will happen, but we can always control how we deal with it. Learn to do your best. Enjoy everything you do. You can do this interview and have a good time or be miserable. Either way, you will do it. It's how you choose to see it. Applies to everything we do. Find positives in everything you do and yourself. Many girls are very self-critical around the world. Most girls are taught if you feel good about yourself, you're conceited, and this is wrong. So girls can excel in everything, but very seldom feel good about themselves. It's okay to feel good about yourself. Doesn't mean you think you're better than others. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have confidence in yourself, how can you expect others to learn to have that confidence in you? It's really important. No matter what happens to me, I say it could be worse. I never have a negative experience. Never. And these are the kinds of things you want to do. So I do remember that was kind of an instance in my life when I had to do this big briefing, and it went great. I had no notes, I had no nothing. I just spoke about what I believed in, and I had the backing of others to allow me to do that. So I always remember that as kind of a pivotal moment, not maybe in so much my career, but my understanding of my capabilities. We all tend to have uncertainties at certain things we've never done. But once you accomplish that, you want to bring that forward with you. And the next time you find yourself in a similar situation, you said, I did the last one. I can do this one. So whenever I have any little self-doubts or anything, I did that one. I know I can do the next one.
Okay, that's really interesting answer, and you speaking very deeply. So my next question is, what skill helped you to grow the most in your professional life?
Yeah, I think it's really confidence. I think you need that confidence and that belief in yourself. Once you have that, it's easy to do anything. But you need to develop that. And again, you develop that by establishing goals and planning steps to achieve them. Don't be in a hurry. Small steps, the smaller the step, the easier it is to accomplish. easier to accomplish. It helps you develop that belief and that confidence in yourself. And you want to do that very, very slowly. You build and you build and you build, and one day you say to yourself, I can do anything. When you believe you can do anything, you will never have stress, you'll never have pressure. So I learned that I believed I could do anything. So I just did stuff. They would give people would give me stuff and say, Gabe, we got this huge challenge. It's going to take 6 weeks. I'm giving you 8 weeks. I would start 2 weeks ahead of time and just do it and enjoy it and have fun with it. You learn to develop that belief in yourself. And when you do that, you stand up taller, you smile more, you project that subconsciously. It helps in leadership, it helps in a lot of different things, but mainly allows you to be free about your choices and not concerned with the consequences.
Okay. So, my next question is, how important is discipline in achieving long-term success?
Well, to me, it's about the journey. It's not about, and how do you measure success? Everybody figures success a little differently. If you have a goal and the only success you will have is in achieving that goal, then you're not missing out. The journey is more important than the goal. Normally, when we achieve a goal, we're going to go another one. We're not going to stop there, or many times it's not what we thought. The journey is most important. Every day you do your best, you enjoy what you do, and you challenge yourself to believe in yourself, and you build and you build, and you have a great journey. When you get to that goal, even if you don't get there, sometimes things change. You'll have had a good time along the way. You'll try something else. And again, if you get there, sometimes it's not what you thought. If you had a miserable time getting there, you don't want to do anything else. It's about the journey to me. Each day is a challenge. The challenge is never to do something. The challenge is to enjoy doing it. When I come to Pakistan, sometimes I have to fly for 30 or 40 hours. I'm in transit. I have to enjoy every single minute. It doesn't, if I'm sitting in an air terminal for 14 hours waiting for a flight, I've got to enjoy every single minute. Either way, I'm sitting there. I can choose to enjoy it or be miserable. I always find fun in everything I do. And this is what's important to me.
That's really amazing. So, can you share a failure that taught to you as an important lesson?
So I never say fail. I learned this. I never say fail. We never fail because we always learn. And we learn most when things don't go as expected. If you define failure as something not going as you thought, then I probably fail every minute of every day because things never go as I think. And no matter what my task is, when I pre-think it, I have a path that never goes that way. So you have to be flexible. You have to be able to understand. You do the best you can to make your decision and you go forward. And somewhere along the way, you realize this isn't going as I expected. You haven't failed. You've learned. You take that knowledge with you and you try again. I never fail. I never think failure. I never think hard. I never think work. I think challenge,
Yeah,
opportunity,
that's really amazing.
journey. Put
Mhm.
these on, my biggest objective with this interview with you and everybody listening, two things, just two things. I want you to do the same thing the same way. I just want you to think about it differently. I only want to change the way or give you an opportunity to understand you have a choice with everything in your life. And you always have a choice. You can think about it positively or negatively. Either way, you're going to do it. Learn to do things, think positively. Everything you do will follow, and you will have a great time and always be successful.
Um, so my next question is, what advice would you give to students who want to work organization like NASA?
Yeah, well, to me, it doesn't matter where you want to work or what you want to do. I always have the same advice, and I try to share it as often as possible. Just remember those three things. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what your goal is. You want to remember these three things and use it to achieve it. And even if you don't achieve it, you will still have had a great time attempting to achieve it. We never fail. We learn all of the time. Those three things. Do your best. Do your best. It's easy. Challenge yourself to do your best. Enjoy everything you do. A little more challenging, but we can find positives in everything. If you can't find a positive, you say to yourself, it could be worse. Then it becomes a positive. I never have a negative experience. And most importantly, learn to develop that belief in yourself. You do that by establishing goals and planning steps to achieve it. I'm here. I want to go there. How do I get there? And for those of you who know, you are very lucky. For those of you who don't know, like me, ask yourself, what would be the most fun thing to do every day and make that your goal, and then plan the steps to achieve it. Small steps. Don't be in a hurry. Every time you complete a step, it will give you confidence. The smaller the step, the easier it is. You build that confidence and you build that confidence till again, one day you say to yourself, I believe I can do anything. When you believe that, everything in your life gets easy. You never self-doubt. You never concern yourself about consequences. You just go do it. And if halfway through it, it isn't what you thought, it's okay. You learn, you take that knowledge with you, and you go again. You're constantly learning every minute of every day. So those are three things. And it's really great talking with you. I can see in your eyes you're thinking and you're trying to evaluate. At the same time, you're trying to ask the next question. So, you asked me, did I want the questions ahead of time? And I said, no, I didn't look at them. It's fun for me, and a live interview is often challenging. Somebody sticks a microphone in your face and starts asking you questions. And you have to understand the question in a split second. You have to evaluate it. You have to come up with an answer that sounds like you know what you're talking about. It's crazy. Every time I do it, I'm just fun for me. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I don't. But I always have fun with the challenge.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Mm, so, uh, can you share me a student? How can students improve their confidence and their communication skills?
Yeah. So, again, you want to have short and long-term goals. Everything to me,
Yeah.
I wasn't goal-orientated. When I suggest to others to have goal-orientated, I know what it is to not have goals. And when you don't have goals, it's really challenging to do something when you don't know what it is. And so without that something, to me, there's no incentive to do well. So as soon as possible, this is what I'd like to do when I grow up. And this may be down the road. You put that stuff in your head. And again, if you don't know, what would be the most fun thing to do? Because people are going to ask you all along your life, what are you going to do? Now, I think it's a little different in Rehan School. I think in Rehan School, you have to choose early in life, and then you're committed to that for a certain amount of time, and then you can change. And it's an interesting philosophy. I'm not sure that I believe in it 100% because I think at an early age, you really don't know, and you may learn later on, but you're committed to something you have to do. But at the same time, most of the students I meet in Rehan School, they're happy. Most of them seem to be really ambitious, and the students at Rehan School are so much fun for me to be around. And I do these interviews almost every day. I do usually do six a week, and I try to do them every day because you all are awesome, and it's been great with you. And so, yeah, I just try to have a reason to get up in the morning, have a reason to be accomplish something, so have short and long-term goals and learn to enjoy the journey, build that confidence in yourself. That applies to everything you do.
Yeah. So, my next question is, what inspired you to become an international speaker and share your knowledge globally?
Yeah, that happened just by accident. If somebody would have said to you, here's $1 million, go speak, I would have said, keep it. I'm not a speaker. I'm never going to do this in my life. Something I would have never have thought. It just kind of happened by accident. I was in South Africa and I had met a group of students who'd come to America from South Africa and they were in the third grade and I'd been writing to them. And so they invited me to come to South Africa. And we went to South Africa and we were talking with the kids. And the U.S. Embassy, hey, there's somebody from NASA here. We want him to speak. I'd never spoken in my life. And I would have said, no, I can't do it. I got something else to do. It happened so fast. I couldn't say no. So they had taken 20 students from 20 high schools, these 400 kids, all smart kids. And I don't think I'm smart. I'm a beach bum. And so they put me, said, go talk with these kids about what? Anything you want. Well, for how long? Hour. So think about that's something really, kind of challenging in a way. And I was kind of thinking, you know, how am I going to do this? And I just went out there, and I don't know what I possessed me to talk a little bit about the space program. Remember how I was talking to you about the launches and how much fun that is? So that's kind of what I did. I just talked about what I did at the Space Center, what it was like to be there. I had no motivational at that time. It was strictly about space. And I think I had two CDs at that time. We all just had CDs. That was many years ago. Uh, and I had these two CDs and I played these two CDs somewhere in the process. And somehow I got through it. I had no notes, no nothing. I just went out there and talked. And it was so much fun. And the kids, they were high school kids. They loved it. For whatever reason, they loved it. So after it was over, all 400 of them lined up and they wanted to come to talk with me. And I thought, wow, this is really, really something special, maybe I can do this in a way. And I had a newsletter that I used to send to schools from NASA every once a week or something. And I often thought, wow, I wish I could meet the kids that I'm writing to. And so it kind of gave me a combination that, hey, here's something I can do, and maybe it can be beneficial as well. And over the years, I started seeing how much kids struggle around the world. They really, really struggle with life, with stress and pressure and hard work mentality. And they're 8 years old, and I'm thinking, wow, this life doesn't have to be this way. Maybe I can give them an understanding. I don't live this way. I've never worked. Everything I've always done has been fun in my mind. I've never worked. I've never really had stress or pressure. I've had challenges. And what makes me different than others who to me are much smarter and much more talented, it's strictly how I'm thinking about things. So I thought, well, I can combine these two, and over the years, I've evolved more in my mind to the motivational side than the space side. Although I think most of the people watching it are watching it and listening because of the space stuff, which I make fun.
Okay. So my next question is, how do you manage your pressure and stressful situation?
Yeah, one day at a time. This is how I manage everything. The most important day, if I said to you, you have to pick one day, and ask you right now, you have to pick one day, and this will be the most important day in your life. What day would you say that is?
Okay. Mm, uh, so, what message would you like to give,
No, no,
especially?
I want you to answer my question. If you had to pick one day in your whole life as the most important day in your life, what day would it be?
Can you please ask me?
Yes, I want to ask you
Yeah.
if you could pick one day, just one day in your life as the most important day in your life, what
Um,
what day would that be?
I think my birthday is the most important day of my life.
Do you know what's the most important day of your life? Is the day you are in. Today is the most important day of your life. On your birthday, that's the most important day in your life. It's always the most important day of your life is the day you are in. When
Yeah.
you pass through that day, you create your past, you build your future. Focus on the day you're in. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter where you go. Challenge yourself with those three things and you will see your life will be so much easier. You'll never have stress. You'll never have pressure. As far as figuring out what you want to do, I don't know. It will be interesting to see, and I wish I knew. I don't know if Rehan tracks this or not, but it'd be interesting to do when you have to pick at a young age what you're going to do, and you have to stay there for 10 years. At the end of the 10 years, how many keep that or go to something else? I'd be curious about that because as we progress through life, we learn and we have different objectives and we want the flexibility to me to change, but you're locked into what you have to do. And I don't think it's necessarily bad. I'm just not uncertain how much it gives you a chance to grow. But I said I'd be curious to see what the consequences of that. But I know the students, every student I met at Rehan seems to be very, very happy and very ambitious and just fun to be around.
Yeah, that's really amazing. My next and last question. If you could give one life-changing advice to young people, what would it be?
Yeah, it's always the same with me. If I have one choice, remember those three things. Do your best. Feel good about your effort. It doesn't matter what happens. Feel good about your effort and do it again. But feel good that you've done your best. That's all you can ask of yourself. Uh, Enjoy everything you do. You always have a choice. You can find positives or negatives. Either way, you're going to do it. Learn to enjoy it. And the most important thing, develop that belief in yourself. It's really, really important. Very few people have it. That's why they have stress. That's why they have pressure. They don't believe in themselves. Learn to develop that belief in yourself till you think you can do anything. And
Yeah.
once you're there, your life is going to get very easy.
Yeah, that's really amazing your advice. So thank you so much, Sir Gab, for your valuable time and for sharing your inspiring and insights with us. Your journey, your experience, and your advice has truly motivated for us. And I'm sure our audience has already learned a lot of his session. We are really grateful your presence today. And thank you so much once again for being here. And good morning once again. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.
Thank you so much. Good evening to you. Have a wonderful evening. And thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed the time with you. And I can see in your eyes, I can see your emotions. I can see many things in your eyes. So you can see a lot in people's eyes. I can see your smile in your eyes. I can really see everything in you. And I know it's been interesting for you to try to keep up with the things I'm saying as well as plan for your next question. So it's been fun. And thank you very much.
That's
Can you
really
do
amazing. Once
can you
again,
do a
thank
little
you.
heart for me?
Yes.
Get one minute. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, bye, Fatima. Bye, everybody in Pakistan.
Goodbye.